day as the main guy, I guess.
Oh, you're flattering me. What are you doing?
You asked me to say your name and everything, so I just figured I'd give you a compliment. All right, so last day as host, and Mike's going to move from co-host to yo-host moving forward. And actually, to make it official, I'm going to pass over the controls right here to Karate Mike, Kabam Mike.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Rex.
This is the nicest thing anyone's ever given me, Dave.
Yeah. So look, don't worry. I'm not going anywhere, all right? Just not, actually I am kind of going somewhere. But I'm still on MCOC, still working on the project, but got a lot of things to do. We're doing some stuff with, are you pressing the button a lot?
I am not pressing the button.
It's all good. Okay, we are working on our CCP 2.0. We're working with our content creators. We're building out something really great. Stay tuned for more news on that. Also working on our Summoners Fest, which is taking up a little bit more time than we expected, or that I expected anyway. And yeah, so just want to really make those two things really, really great, among other things that I can't talk about yet. But yeah, that's where the attention's going for now. And
lots of exciting stuff coming up.
Yeah, lots of stuff. So, yeah, anyway, moving on. You can work on those controls now. We've got Twitch drops, right?
Yes, we do. Let's show that up there.
Yep.
So, of course, we got those Twitch drops. This is, I believe, the last stream for you to grab those Summoners Fest realm points from the Twitch drop. So make sure you're all linked up. Make sure you're ready to claim those things, plus your revives, plus your energy, plus your 7-hour crystals from these things as well. You got to go and connect it like that. You all know how to do that by now, but this is how you do it if you haven't done it already. But just make sure you get that done. And as always, we got our giveaways locked and loaded as well. We got your 5 champion selectors from the 2 champions being released this month, plus 5 Titan crystals as well.
Who do you think those 2 champions are this month?
Oh, I don't know.
Is there a hint anywhere?
There might be a hint somewhere around here.
Somewhere in the background?
Absolutely.
Get to that wide shot.
Yeah. How about that? Let's go to the wide shot.
It's a little bit of the stuff in the back there. That's fine. Moving on. We are
good to go.
Yeah, you are good to go. Okay.
All right, moving on. So we are going into the final month of the Fantastic Force saga. So this is the 4th month of this thing. We've got so many things going on with this. Let's get a little bit of a saga recap here. Can we get the slideshow up? There we go. So we've had saga-themed raids. We've got the Saga Sale, Alliance War Encounter Showcase, the Incursion Saga Sector. We had Doom Cycle. We got those special rotating Saga Boost, the Saga-themed meta events, new Saga Chase Champion, new Idol Chase Champion, the Rebirth event, and even more. There was so much going on, I can't even keep track. Yep. Good thing we got this little tracker right here.
That's right. You also talked about Titan crystals, and I just want to know, because of the Doom Cycle, right?
Yeah.
Doom Cycle was something brand new, is completely different than anything we've ever had in MCOC. But at the end of that whole cycle, there was a Titan Crystal. Just want to look in the chat and see how many people got the Titan Crystal from the Doom Cycle. We can move on, but I'm just going to be watching the chat and see how many people got that. And it kind of
it's looking like we got somebody in here who got that Titan Crystal as well. That's right. So, don't forget, Mr. Fantastic is in the Traders Outpost store. You got a little bit more time here, but don't forget there's a few more research grants to acquire. Okay, it takes 100 of them to get that 7-star. Okay, Rebirth last call. We got a couple days left of Rebirth, so the calendar is almost rolling around. Get in there, finish off your arena milestones. If you haven't been through the Act 8 Crucible for those early objectives, get in there and get those done. Also, these guys right here, how about these StatCast relics? Dave, did you get any of those StatCast relics?
I got a lot of those StatCast relics, actually.
Yeah?
I used a lot of units.
That's right.
Yep. But before we move on, I just want to call out, I just happened to see something in the chat. J Bird is the word, said, just came back to the game. Happy to be back. Welcome back. It's a very Cotter thing to say, but welcome back for anyone who really understands that reference. That is an old reference right there. Yeah,
oh,
sorry.
Yeah.
Very, very, very old.
All right.
Sorry about that, but welcome back to the game.
I know that from like TV references. That's fantastic. All right, so let's talk about that saga boost that we got going on here. We got the Fantastic Force saga with the 4 rotating saga boosts. First, we went through the Thing, then Human Torch, then Invisible Woman, and now we're going to stretch a little bit. All right, we're going to stretch out what we're doing, what we got going on here. So when you knock down the opponent, you're going to inflict a 15-second, 20% potency debuff siphon broken passive. All right? Now, these max have 3 stacks, and when the max is hit, attackers' special and heavy attacks gain 50% increased attack rating. This is going to work in your event quest and all of your side quests, and we got a lot of fun side quest stuff going on this month, actually. So I'm really excited about that. Let's start talking about some of those side quests, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We got the fantastic Fall Fun Fair, the Quadruple F, starting on September 17th, going until October 1st. It's a 2-week event, kind of based around solo modes with some solo objectives. You're going to earn prize vouchers from special solo objectives and arena milestones. You're going to trade them in for prizes containing crystal shards, profile pictures, and some more. It's going to be a fun little event going on. When it comes to the more traditional side quests, though, we got Big Blue, starting on September 10th, going until September 24th. Now, we do have a 5-week build coming up. So we have the first week, as we've been doing. There's not really a side quest going on there. We're launching with our new EQ. Some more stuff talk about there in just a bit. But on September 10th, we're launching a 2-week side quest. This is a very simple event, and you're essentially going to just earn keys via solo objectives, 4 keys per week. Get on in there, go through the quest. You got 5 fights to go through. On September 24th, that thing's going to shift over. We got a mini EQ written by somebody in this room. Say hi very loudly.
Hi, very loudly.
There he is. So on September 24th through October, I had a feeling he was going to do that, by the way.
I know.
Until
it was not even a feeling. You know he's going to do it.
So until October 8th, we have a 2-week side event in a mini EQ format. We got our own Kabam Vincent writing the story on that thing. Just a little miniature event quest inspired side quest. 3 paths with the story. You got to jump in there and get hungry for that October content. Is that some foreshadowing? Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to see. All right, speaking of side quests, we actually got some new side quest difficulties coming on. So as you guys know, as we've been talking about for quite a while now, we have the adaptive event quest coming out next month. It's going to be scaling to your progression, to your prestige, kind of like keeping in line with like the current difficulty, right? So if you're a Valiant player, you may have found those side quests very easy, a little bit outdated for a while. Well, now threat level 5 is going to target Valiant players with some Valiant level rewards. Yep. Okay, threat level 4 is going to target Paragon. Threat level 3 is going to be unchanged in difficulty. So 4 and 5 is going to be bumped up a little bit, but the rewards in threat level 3 are going to be bumped up as well. But still not going to be, any different in difficulty. Tier 2 and Tier 1 are pretty much going to remain unchanged. But essentially, we're just kind of get those side quests up to snuff with what we're doing with everything else.
Yep. At the end of the day, it's just following the promises that we've been giving you for the last 8 months here, just going through all of our roadmaps and all of the future of MCOC. This is part of that widening of your rosters. We've been talking about some other items we'll talk about later, giving you better rewards and making the game feel fresh. We heard you guys before saying things were starting to get a little bit stale, so we started to put a little more crunchy in your munchie. So.
Wow.
How about that?
That's a phrase you just said.
That is. I just made that up on the spot, man.
How about that?
Yeah,
Speaking of crunching and munching, how about this right here?
Yeah.
How about you talk about this one a little bit?
Summoners Fest coming November 8th and 9th. This is, again, the thing that's taking a lot of the time. And again, one of the reasons that I am stepping back. However, not going to be the main host, I know that, but I can always come back and be a co-host and visit and tell you more about what's happening with all the things that we're working on, and this is one of those things. So November 8th and 9th will be happening right here in Kabam HQ. You're going to be able to meet the devs. You're going to be able to compete. We've got tournaments. We got the return of Beat the Boss. So if you ever came to our Comic-Con panels, people would just be in line, and they would come in and try to get the best time, and then they would compete at the end of the day and get some pretty great prizes. Just want to recreate that experience. That's there. Of course, we have our Battle Realm Brawl. We've got massive reveals. It's going to be a whole thing, and we're going to have a pretty dope opening show.
I know you're very excited for that.
I'm excited about the opening show.
It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a very good time. We've been working on this for a while. We got a lot of really fun stuff planned. Tickets are on sale, by the way, for Summoners Fest right now.
Right.
If you plan on coming, make sure you cop one of those things because you're definitely going to want a ticket to get into the show, just like any other thing that happens. You're going to need something to get into it, right? But we're very excited. We're building out a fantastic show. It's going to be great. And of course, we've got Battle Realm Brawl returning as well. Congratulations to those players who did very well in Season 30, can we get the slideshow up there real quick? This was our current leaderboard for Battle Realm Brawl for the qualifying members here, with Pepe coming in first place with 1,000 points automatically qualifying there. We've got Andrew the Rough, Biraman, Mana Nagase, and a bunch of other people right behind. Now, we've got about 10 days left of Season 31, and once that is over, we're going to be taking all of the points from Season 30 and Season 31, combining those two together, and that will be your top 8 finalists for Battle Realm Brawl.
That's going to be great. Also going to the chat, first time chat right here, Black Myth 3300 says, I love this game.
Wow, I also love this game.
As your first time chat, that is one heck of a first time chat.
Isn't
I
that-
love first time chats that say, I love this game.
That's
All right,
great.
moving on.
Speaking of first times, did any of you wake up yesterday and all of a sudden you said, oh my God, I'm Paragon? How did that happen? Well, yesterday, I just dropped that on the floor. Well, yesterday,
Because you're dropping big news.
I'm dropping
Yeah.
big news. I
Yeah.
can't contain it. I'm going crazy with this news. So we launched...
What is that?
We launched the alternate progression to Paragon yesterday. So obviously, Paragon's been out for a while on the normal path. Complete Act 7.4, get your 3 rank 4 6 stars. Now, we're kind of opening up like an alternate way to do that, right? So now, you don't have to complete that story mode. If you're not the biggest fan of story content, if you come in, you do your EQ, maybe you're a huge Battlegrounds player. Maybe you do all other stuff in the game, but you haven't moved through the story yet. But if you got 5 rank 2 7 stars, congratulations, you've reached Paragon. Did anybody in this room reach Paragon this way yesterday? I see a hand raised.
Hand raised.
I see a hand raised.
How about in the chat? I saw a few people in the chat as well. I saw a couple other first-time chats. Someone said they love Lamp. A lot of people love Lamp.
Yes.
That's really great. And then some people were asking.
That's very funny. That was giving that energy. That really was.
That's
so.
exactly what that was. And since you happened to drop this, that brought up the Twitch drops, right?
Yeah.
I think you were also doing that, dropping news and Twitch dropping all at the same time.
There was just so many aspects to that.
Twitch drops are active right now. Just make sure that you are all connected. You have everything locked in. Your KID connected to Twitch, and everything should be looking good. All right, let's move on.
Let's move to it. All right, so congratulations to everybody who hit that Paragon yesterday. Very, very exciting. So, moving on to an event that is kind of upcoming, we got the Sword and Stones event sale coming up.
That's
so
right.
To relate this to something that all of you might know, so this is essentially going to be very parallel to like the Count Nefaria sale track that we did last year, right? It mirrors that very, very closely. So there's going to be cash and unit offers focused on Silver Samurai in the pre-release bundles. There's going to be a web store milestone track, and this is pretty cool. They're going to be progression-based for the first time. So that allows us to kind of do a lot of things with that and play around with the tuning and make it pretty exciting for pretty much everybody involved and kind of tailored to what you might need in the game. Now, this is something that we did take a lot of feedback from the community from in previous, sales and events, where one of the biggest things was like, hey, it kind of feels like all of the best value is very backloaded towards the end of the track, and the highest, unit packages, the most expensive offers. This time, we're trying something out, right? We put a lot of work into these progression-based tracks, and the milestones are going to be very front-loaded and spread even throughout, right? So we're not going to go over all of the tuning here, of course, but I will say that if you log into the web store every day and you get those free market points, you could essentially get a Tier 7 basic catalyst for about $10 at the end of the week, right? Which is a big shift from how we've kind of like had these milestone tracks in the past. One of the most valuable catalysts, one of the chase catalysts is right there in the front. So it's very, very interesting, and I'm very excited to see what people think of that. Of course, also, Fantastic Four Saga, Sword and Stones, we got the Thing in there as well. So 7-star Thing is going to be in a solo event. You can get him completely for free, and there is a CCP promo.
I mean, you said that as if that like would make sense. You're like, so of course, Sword and Stones. So we have Thing here.
Well, yeah, we do.
Well, what's the first one?
Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
All right, so here's the thing. We got that. I'm getting to it. All right, so there's also going to be a CCP promo code as well, so make sure you check out your favorite creators so you can get that little free crystal as well. And Speaking of Sword and Stones, the other thing on that, can we get that picture up on the screen? Yes, we can. 7-star Silver Samurai is going to be available, guaranteed in Milestones, not just using the Grandmaster's Grace, but again, very similar to how we did the Count Nefaria last year. So if you're curious what it's going to look like, it's going to look a lot like that. And Silver Samurai is actually pretty crazy, pretty insane, a very fun champion. How about we take a look at what he can do?
To begin, start the fight by working your way up to your special 2 with full 5-hit combos. If possible, end your combos with that second medium attack to grant your opponent 10 combo each time you do. By the time you reach 2.5 bars of power, your opponent should have close to 80 combo meter. From here, beta heavy, and if possible, punish with yours and immediately cancel into your special 2. That way, your special consumes all of their combo meter. From here, quickly build up to a special 1 and launch when available, and watch as he decimates the opponent with those spicy red numbers. Now, if you want even more damage, you can always incorporate his special 3 into the mix. That power efficiency will make it easier to spam those special attacks, and that extra overload passive will result in an even more devastating barrage from his special 1. And hey, if you happen to cross paths against a defending Silver Samurai, be sure to keep an eye on his Daunted effects and your own combo meter. He'll end up gaining a reinforced passive, making him immune to critical hits, and if he gains enough Daunted effects, he'll get that unblockable passive that's paused during his specials. So make sure you know how to get out of his way when he unleashes those devastating blows.
All right, how about that Silver Samurai gameplay? That's really exciting.
Oh, sorta.
What do you
nice,
think
bro.
about that? Okay, what do you think about that?
Dude, you know what's funny? Like, the clip where you push to SP3, right? And I'm like, it's like 20% health there. That usually doesn't work out for me. But he crushed it, bro.
Yeah, that's what's so great about, he's got that burst damage going on that you kind of like, once you play him a lot, you kind of like know where that reach is, right? You do those, and this is really with any champion, especially when they have that consistent form of damage. You kind of like learn what the thresholds are to make those matchups very, very safe, especially against like, battleground style opponents, and you kind of just move through it and it becomes second nature. So let's get that slide up here so we can talk about what Silver Samurai could do. So he punishes high combo meters, which I think this is a very cool mechanic. When I first saw this, right, Kabam Skippy kind of walked me through this. I was like, dude, that's a really, really cool mechanic. So from the very early drafts, I was super excited about this guy. And I feel like he just landed in a fantastic spot. He grants combo to the opponent as well. So, naturally, we saw him against Yelena. He's going to be very solid against those opponents that get that combo meter in the skill class. But
Squirrel
also,
Girl doesn't stand a chance.
that's right. That is right. Squirrel Girl, the best defender in the game.
Bro.
Yeah. Okay. But even for those opponents who don't have natural combo meter, he grants combo to the opponent as well. So he's good in those vanilla matchups as well. He's got those Daunted passives, overload burst damage, unblockable special attacks, power efficiency passives, and most importantly, a simple and effective kit. So I think that's really cool. We're going to go ahead and load up a fight over here. All right. And let's jump right into it. Let's see if we can see that on the screen. You got the gameplay up?
We're getting it.
There we go. All right, so we got Yelena here. If I mess this up, that's all right, because we had a really, really nice version in the deep dive clip right there. So I'm going to go for the full SP2 desk. There we go. Bam! How about that?
I think that's nice.
See the full decks?
I think that's nice.
Just want to make sure you saw the full decks.
Yeah, I saw the full deck.
I just wanted to make sure you saw that.
I
That was
saw
pretty
it.
good. Pretty nice.
I wonder who that is.
All right.
If he's watching, a big hello. You know who you are.
How about that? How about that? That was Silver Samurai versus Yelena. Absolutely incredible. Really, really cool stuff. Yeah, and there is a reason why I took it out, and I'll tell you about that later.
That is all good, man. You just
I saw your face. I saw your face.
I'm just like,
So
Look, we talked about Big Blue, and it was blue. It's fine.
Exactly.
It's all part of the thing.
Exactly.
Don't even worry about it.
Exactly. So let's go back to that slide real quick, talk about that. So as you can see, Yelena kind of got a lot of that combo meter naturally. Also through the medium attacks I was doing, through the heavy attacks I was doing. I went for that special 2, put those daunted passives on, got the unblockable, and I kind of did all of that burst damage. And I think that was pretty sweet.
Nice, nice. So if you're going onto the Sword and Stones sale and you're going after Silver Samurai, it has like a really great like reggae vibe, bro, because you don't have to worry about a thing.
And it makes me very happy.
About a thing.
Yeah. Awesome.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah, right.
That's right. Move
I was doing a different song.
You were what? How? It's a reggae. What reggae song were you thinking of?
I don't know, Don't Worry, Be Happy.
No, that had nothing to do with things.
All right, so we also got another champion coming out this month.
What?
It happens to be your Summoner's Choice champion for 2025. Let's roll the clip.
To begin, start the fight by performing shortened combos, stopping before your 5th basic attack to hold block and beta heavy. When they use their heavy, dash back to avoid it, and if possible, punish with your light attack to inflict your injury passes. Repeat this until you see the moon phase about to switch, then use your special 1 so it shifts during the attack to gain light proficiency and inflict the opponent with your sleep passive. From here, walk up to the opponent and attack them with a light attack as they're sleeping to inflict even more injury and work your way up to special 2. Once ready, launch, and you'll pause the full moon phase and your light proficiency passives when it activates, or if it was already active. And now that you're all ramped, use as many light attacks as possible to take advantage of the guaranteed critical hits from the full moon. And if they aren't already knocked out, just keep the assault going until they're taken down. And hey, if you happen to cross paths with a defending Mr. Knight, be sure to keep an eye on his Tranquilize passives. He inflicts them on activation of his special 2 and when the moon phase changes. These could make it tricky to land debuffs against him, and when he's awakened, failing debuffs will inflict sleep charges. Reaching 100 of these charges will inflict a sleep passive, leaving you vulnerable against those guaranteed crits while the moon is full.
All right, and that was your Summoner's Choice champion for 2025. I absolutely love Summoner's Choice, and Mr. Knight seems like a great addition to the squad. So to go over Summoner's Choice over the past few years, we've had Hercules, Quicksilver, my boy Gladiator, Shathra, and now we got Mr. Knight rounding out an even 5 for Summoner's Choice champions.
Yep, and these are all your contributions to the contest. I personally can't say Hercules just once. Usually had say it like 3 times. With a clap.
Couple claps in there.
A couple claps in there. But yeah, this has been something that we started a long time ago, actually. We used to do all the behind the scenes on all of these. The reason why we don't do those anymore is just like it's kind of like the same kind of steps, but we do want to bring those to the live stream. As you saw his build up all the way up till now, and I hope you really like him because he's a lot of fun.
He's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So let's get that kid up on the board here. Perfect. Look at that. Reading my mind. So he's a skill champion kind of focused on Tranquilize, right? A very powerful effect that kind of mitigates those debuffs being placed onto you. He's a big fan of those light attacks, and he's got that light proficiency effect going on, injury and panic effects, so he counters a lot of stuff there and also inflicts some extra physical damage, sleep passives, different moon phases, visually, but not gameplay, right? So like, well actually no, sorry, that's not true. He does have gameplay effects with his moon passive that shift naturally regardless of the actual moon. So he's not tied to the actual moon like the other Moon Knight, but visually, what?
It's like really confused. Like
There's a lot.
It's the moon, not from the moon, but from this moon. This is the moon that you want to talk about.
He likes the fake moon. That's there all the time, no matter what. The real moon will make him look pretty cool. He's also got some really, really nice guaranteed crits as well. So really, really exciting stuff with Mr. Knight. How about we take a little look at what he can do. Go against Jessica Jones here. So when you go for those parries, some tranquilizes on. He likes to counter heavy attacks with light for the injuries. Bam, right? If you do it again, it'll refresh. Bam. Kind of keep that going, right? Now, of course, you don't have to get all those on, but I like to really like min-max everything. I'm a little crazy like that. Here, if we throw the special 1, when the moon phase is about to end, gonna get that sleep passive, gonna walk right up, bam, some more injuries, And now our payoff is just about to come on. Bait that special 2. And look at that. Guaranteed light attack hits, crits. And that special 2 is going to be enormous. Might kill her before it's over. Yeah, we didn't get to see the full payoff. So he's got a little bit of a ramp going on. Very, very fun. Very, very exciting. And that is your Summoner's Choice champion for 2025. How exciting is that?
I don't know. She got absolutely cratered there, bro.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Yes, she did. Let's get that slideshow up there. Let's take a look at this guy. How about that?
Yeah,
How
guaranteed
about
crits
that?
are really, really nice.
Oh, yeah.
I personally enjoy them. Those are actually really big yellow numbers for light attacks.
Pretty huge, pretty huge. It's really cool. It is very cool how he utilizes the light proficiency. He also has an effect that's really cool that does make it more likely for the opponent to use a heavy attack as well. So make sure you don't do that against America Chavez. But, you know, that is a very cool effect. It's a new little RPG mechanic that we're popping into the game there. And Mr. Knight is going to be available in pre-release bundles on September 16th and in Crystals and Arena on September 25th.
I cannot wait.
How exciting is that?
Nice.
So speaking of champions and new releases and whatnot, another reminder about the Grandmaster's Grace V2. Now, we've been saying this for a while. We're running this as a Saga long test. So we still have to evaluate if this is something we're going to be, keep going past the Saga, right? We're going to look at all the data. We're going to see how people feel about it, what it's doing, all that stuff. As of right now, the Grace timer is going to end after the Saga. That is currently where we're at. If that happens to change, we will blast that news out as best as we possibly could, but I would say right now, we're keeping this as a Saga long test. We're going to reevaluate, kind of see where we're at.
Yep.
And, of course, I think Cassandra's in there right now, and then we have Silver Samurai in the Grandmaster's Grace, and then we have Mr. Knight in the Grandmaster's Grace. It's a pretty cool mechanic.
Yep. So
very,
if you're
very cool
close to
thing.
your numbers, make sure that you're keeping an eye on where your number is. You might be right around the corner.
You might be.
Pretty great champion.
Yeah, so if you liked either of those champions, make sure you enter our giveaway right here at playcontestofchampions.com/stream giveaway for your chance to win either a Titan Crystal or a selector between Mr. Knight or Silver Samurai. Speaking of, also look at this beautiful, beautiful art right here of these two champions coming.
Beautiful.
It is.
Absolutely.
I love it. It's fantastic. Let's get that back up on the board.
Art team, don't miss.
Yeah, look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. Love those champions. Speaking of champions, coming soon, Omega Days champions coming to the base pool. Very, very excited about that. I think my mic just went into it. There we go. Yeah, we're good. Very, very excited about that. So with the Titan rollover, we got Moman, Corvus, Omega Sentinel, Omega Red, Quicksilver, and Longshot are going to be entering the base pool. Very happy about that. Speaking of the Titan pool that's coming around on September 9th, on this day, we got Baron Zemo, Cassandra Nova, The Maker, High Evolutionary, Carolina Dean, and Nico Minoru.
Hey, you know what? I opened up my Titan Crystal yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yesterday, the day before? Either way, look, I wanted the champs that were in there, but I know people are saving up for these champs here. But I did get Zola.
You did get Zola, one of my favorite champions to use.
Zola was great. That was a good time.
Is absolutely incredible, yeah. So these are the new Titan champions coming on September 9th. And of course, as you guys know, we do have our balance adjustments that we do every single month. Batch number 2 is coming in January with Falcon, Joaquin Torres, Deathless Vision, and oh my God, this is the first time we're saying Toad will be a part of balance batch number 2, currently targeting January as the date for when this will go live. So Toad is joining the squad with Falcon and also Deathless Vision. How about that?
I'm all about that.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
Yeah, I like that. No, I'm not going to do a pun. I know you were expecting
I was
one.
waiting. I was bracing.
No. If I did, it would be more tongue-in-cheek, but I'm not going to do it.
Oh, God, he got me. All right, so those are our champions for the month. That's all the stuff coming on. If only we had another surprise.
Do we have a surprise?
I think we do. Why don't we give it to him?
The ground is quaking. What's that? Rhino's back, and he's still unstoppable. His thick hide can now reduce bleed ability accuracy by 75%. Also, don't expect to crit. Rhino takes any critical rating and turns it into raw fury duration, stacking power with every charge. He also gains physical resistance in multiple ways throughout the fight. Stack 5 for trauma, 10 for unstoppable, and 15 for stun immunity. Now, his dash attack grants that fury and inflicts taunt. The farther you dash, the more fury you'll gain. Once you reach 20, charge it to inflict breach to break through your opponent's block, and launch that special 2 to stack on more trauma, and then spam your special 1 to burst the opponent and keep them stunned. Rhino's got some other tricks up his sleeve. Stay tuned to find out what else he can do. Have you updated yet? Well, you should. Rhino's buff is waiting for you in the September update.
Bet you didn't see that one coming. Oh, that one came charging right at him.
Oh, see, you can do it too.
Thank you, man. How about that?
It felt a little shoehorned, but that's okay. All right. All good.
That's
Look,
right. So next month, in a few days actually, your 6-star Rhino is going to be just a little bit better.
That's right.
But so let's get that slide going on up here. It's launching in September. We got a complete rework to his kit. Some new stuff going on. He's still very simple, right? But some new stuff is going on here. Minus 75% incoming bleed ability accuracy. Fury passes when dashing that max out at 20 stacks. Kind of very like Nova-like in a way. He's got taunt, trauma, and breach debuffs. Breach is a new effect. It's kind of similar to the effect that Kraven has when you can like break through the block unless it is, you know, a well-timed block. Same pretty much effect there. Stun on special 1, intimidate on special 3, build that trauma on special 2, and of course, swipe left, swipe right, swipe left, swipe right, swipe left, swipe right. We're keeping that intact.
Nice.
We're keeping the Rhino feel is there. He will still feel like the Rhino that you know and probably don't love, but hopefully you love this one a lot more than you used to love the old one, because he is a very outdated champion. So very, very excited for that.
Love the taunt on him though. That goes right in with the left, right, left, right, left, right.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
because if you bait out those specials, you know, because if you're going to get intercepted by a special, that's the way to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also you got the unstoppable and you got the physical resistance, so he's a very, very tanky character.
Absolutely.
So speaking of characters, we got a little bit longer on Solvark as well. We've been seeing a lot of very interesting gameplay of Solvark floating around. He's been doing very well in High Tier Alliance War and doing some interesting stuff in Battlegrounds as well. Shatter Essence is available through October 7th. We still got some more time on that, right? It's still only August, but we did want to give a little bit of a call out there because this kind of goes away, right? And we're going to start shifting over to the next one. In fact, that chase is actually going to be starting a little bit earlier than you might think. In about 2 weeks, you can get your first piece for the 4th idol. Now, you don't know who that is yet. You're going to have to wait and see. But so far, we've had 3 idols coming to the game. They've all been very fun. They've all been very interesting with some unique mechanics, right? Starting in September in Battlegrounds Season 32, the Invade Essence will be making its first appearance, and that'll be going through the end of the year, basically, all throughout the next saga as well. So, again, if you're looking for Solvark, if you got a couple pieces, you know, missing off of that guy, get that Shatter Essence if you want to add Solvark to your team.
That's right.
That's absolutely right. So, speaking of things being added, speaking of very, very fun things, we've been talking a lot recently about the adaptive event quest, the adaptive difficulty quest. Well, I called in a favor. I called up my buddy Kevin, Kabam Kevin, and I said, my man, I need you to come on the stream. We gotta start talking about adaptive. I need you to spill all the beans with the community. Please give a hand to my buddy Kabam Kevin. How's it going, bud?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Of course, very happy to have you here, of course. Kevin does some absolutely fantastic work on MCOC. He's responsible for a lot of the stuff that you guys know and love. So why don't we start out by just giving them a little bit of a heads up of who you are, what you do. Let's get the background going.
Sure. Yeah, so I'm an encounter designer here at Kabam. I've been here for just over 5 years. I work a lot on Everest stuff recently, so you know I've done like the Epic of Pain stuff and some work on Ares, the seasonal Everest, way back Eternity of Pain, all that stuff. But you know, before anybody really gets to any of that, you also start working on our monthly content, our EQs and our metas, which I've had my fair share of doing. And there's always been some stuff I wanted to improve on them.
That's really interesting. So you started off doing EQs, right? Many, many years ago. You moved into some of that pain stuff. You kind of got the nickname, the pain designer, right? We've all been pained by Kevin at least once or twice. And now you're kind of like moving back into your roots. And you got all this experience. You've kind of grown as a designer in your career. And you're like, I'm going to go back and I'm going to bring a lot of what I've learned to what I used to do.
Yep.
I think that's really, really cool. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the adaptive EQ, about what some of the goals are?
Sure. So yeah, we haven't had a new EQ difficulty for quite some time. The last one was Thornbreaker. We added the Paragon Gauntlet, the Valiant Gauntlet, but they weren't really true EQ difficulties. And it's always been kind of limitation of one, having that many versions of EQ live, but also two, we introduce a new EQ difficulty and then we have to actually create a whole another new one with new tuning and stuff. So the real idea of this is that it scales to your account. So a newer Valiant player and a more established Valiant player are going to see different tuning in the enemies they fight, but also they're going to get better rewards. And so there now is just one EQ difficulty. You go in, there's only one EQ. You can't choose the lower ones, choose a higher one, etc. You just play that one EQ. Now don't worry, you still get the rewards from the lower EQs. We have a series of milestone rewards that are going to tick up, and you're going to collect slowly the rewards from those lower difficulties. But yeah, and it has two basic difficulties. Classic, which is your normal EQ experience, and then Elder, which is kind of to push yourself. It's similar to the Valiant Gauntlet in format, but definitely a little more difficult.
Yeah, well, we got the pain designer here, so it's got to be a little bit difficult, of course. Can we get the slideshow up on the thing? So, Kevin was saying here, you go through one run of Classic, right, to unlock Elder difficulty. Now, we ran a few different tests for Valiant EQ over the past couple of months. Like we've been saying, we heard your feedback, right? The first one was received better. I will say, I feel like the second month of the second format was
2.2?
A lot smoother for me, at least, as a player, right? We made some adjustments in between, took away one fight per pod, essentially, and it was a lot smoother. It went through very, very nicely. But regardless, we're mirroring adaptive difficulty, the Gauntlet, very, very similar to V1 of Valiant EQ, right? So that format, that kind of Crucible style format that you know and love, will be coming back, right? So you want to go through just one completion of Classic. If you're looking for that, then you unlock that Elder. And now you're going to be uncovering a new resource called Ethereum by completing quests. Now, don't worry, it's not like another resource that you have to keep track of. It's not one of those things. It's just something that's essentially going to be a way to track your milestone progress, right? So you go through it, and then you kind of unlock those different milestones as you go along, right? So can we get the slide deck back up there? So essentially, this is kind of what it's going to look like, right? So tell us what we got going on here.
Sure. So when you load into the EQ, you go into your typical panel for that. And on the left side, as you open the panel, you're going to see what your current PRG is, your current top 30 prestige, and then how much Ethereum you've collected overall. There's a little toggle at the bottom to toggle between Elder and Classic once you've unlocked Elder. And basically, the first time you go into the EQ for the month, it's going to lock your current PRG and your prestige. So you want to make sure before you jump in that you're at a point that you like. We mostly decided to do this because of tech reasons.
Of course, absolutely, and that's great reason to make sure things go smoothly. So as you were saying, right, these are kind of all the rewards that you get for all the lower difficulties. Now this is of course a very, very high prestige account here, but just to give you an idea of what it kind of looks like if you do reach this point, to make it so EQ is going to be valuable for you. But we also have this mechanic in here where you can literally toggle through the different prestige thresholds and progression levels. Let's say you're Paragon, right? Or you can't go backwards. I probably should have done this opposite in hindsight, but we started Valiant, and then and then all that kind of stuff, right? But you can toggle through all the things, and it shows you what you can gain, what you can't, all that kind of stuff. And now we've been talking about Prestige for a bit, right? So we're going to do a very deeper dive into Prestige 30 and all things that's happening throughout the game with that system. With Kabam Zen, we'll be returning back next stream to talk about live game stuff there. But starting in September, Prestige is going to be incorporated into the adaptive EQ alongside your progression level, right? So you can now see the 30 champions that are involved in your Prestige. Now this account doesn't have any of the new stat cast as well, but you can also hit on View Relics, and you can see all how that works, and you can see which ones are better prestige or not. Also, going forward in September, you can now sort your champions on your champion screen by prestige as well. But I believe it's going to say base hero rating, which is essentially going to translate to prestige. So you can always track like where those champions are in your roster. I know that prestige tracking in game has not been the most intuitive for the past 11 years or so, but you know what? It's you know. But you know, we're trying to make some moves there to make that all just a little bit more cohesive for you know, everything going on there, and make prestige just a little bit more impactful outside of just AQ, right?
Yep.
Like you know, kind of like bring your whole roster into adaptive quests and all of that kind of stuff. So this is launching on September 3rd. And you know, like I said, we are going to ask you go through just a completion run of the EQ, right? So we didn't want to completely remove that classic EQ feel that's been there for so long. We also didn't want to gatekeep the gauntlet too much, you know?
And the great part about the Elder difficulty once you unlock it is, if you go and explore a quest on Elder, it automatically explores that same associated quest in Classic. So you don't have to fully explore Classic to get all the Ethereum. If you're planning on doing Elder, you can just unlock Elder by completing Classic, and then explore Elder, and it'll auto-explore Classic, get you all the Ethereum, and get you to the top milestone.
So basically, the user flow here is I'm going to do a completion run of Classic EQ, like I always have. I go through my V1 of Valiant EQ, right? My gauntlet, that's a little bit more challenging. All right, a little challenging quest for some endgame players, and then I get all the rewards from all the EQ levels.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
And you don't even have to do all the Elder quests if you don't want. You could do a couple of them. Maybe, you know, you're finding you don't have the roster for one quest, so you go back and you just explore Classic. You won't, you know, hit the top milestone, but you'll still be getting an Ethereum every time you do that.
Yeah.
So it helps you goes up the milestone track.
That's really cool. This seems like a very big shift towards, you know, how the event quest kind of works, right? Even when we launched Thronebreaker back in the day, it was super exciting, it was super fun, but it was still kind of like, you know, more of the same, just more difficult, right?
Just a new way to play, a new way to play, a new way to interact. The milestone chase, I personally like those. So
yeah,
it brings a whole new dynamic to the game, and it brings a difficulty to like aspire to build your champs towards. There were some times that I'd be playing the game and I'm like, well, you know, I built this up, but I don't really have anywhere to use it because I didn't want to go feel pain around, you know.
Absolutely.
Around his work, but that's all right. You know, but
I personally love Kevin's work. I'm a big fan of
I'm a fan
stuff.
too. I'm just saying, you know, I just didn't want any pain.
I love when I enter a fight and I like die doing no damage. I'm like, that was fun. Oh man, I want to do it again. But then you do it and do it and do it, and then you finally get through it and you get the solo, and you're like, dude, I did something.
That rhymed. That was really nice.
Thank you, man.
Do it, and get through it.
Yeah.
That needs a beat. We need to.
We're
we're gonna have
later.
to sample that.
We'll work on it later because this is very
go.
important as well. This has been a very hot topic in the community lately, right? We've been talking about this a lot, especially on the forums and everything. People tag me and ask me all the time. They're like, Mike, what's going on with Mysterium? What's up with the week? What's up with this? We need 27K per week. Please talk to the team. Please do this. I said, all right, I'm going to go talk to them. We're going to figure something out. We're going to get this all sorted. Don't worry. No news right now, right? But well, you know, on the forums at least, I can't give the news right away in the forums. We're going to get things sorted. Yeah. So with the adaptive EQ, since it's launching in that, you know, dedicated week before the side quests, one of the biggest pieces of feedback is like we want that consistent flow of Mysterium for a bunch of different reasons. So we're tossing 27,000 Mysterium in pretty much an exploration of EQ, whether that is Classic or Elder, correct? So that Mysterium is going to be there just by moving through the adaptive EQ. So now, Mysterium is going to be available every week across various game modes and reward streams, and over the next coming months, we're going to try to shift Mysterium pretty exclusively into those like side quests and event quests as well. As of right now, there's kind of like a steady flow through different diverse activities, and you know, having all different areas of the game essentially with Mysterium. We want to try and centralize it a little bit more, just to kind of streamline the entire game experience, because I mean, this game is massive. There's so much going on, right? So speaking of massive, speaking of so much stuff going on, we got to also talk about our daily quest rework, which goes hand in hand with our adaptive EQ. So we've been talking about this for quite a long time. So the daily quests are a little bit outdated, right?
A little bit?
Just a tiny bit.
Just a tiny bit?
Yeah. They're a little bit outdated. If you need some like tier 2 class catalyst, I got the spot for you. However, if you don't, right, we can kind of update those a little bit, keep them a little bit more fresh, keep them current. These are launching September 8th. Let's go over a little bit like what these rewards are. So these rewards are probably a lot better than any of you anticipate.
First off, I'm gonna stop you there because the chat was going nuts about about units. It
Yes.
was all units. I thought they were talking about like condos and apartments.
Yeah?
You know what I'm saying? But like there's a bunch of realtors in the chat. They're like, where's the units? Where's the units?
Where's the units? That's right.
Yeah.
Well, look at this. Look at that first line on the slide deck right here. What does that say? All units. All is a big word. It's only 3 letters, but it means a lot. So all units from lower level EQs are going to be spread amongst the daily quest, right? We have revives and potions every single day. And then we've talked about this a bunch at this point, right? So we have new supply runs. They're going to be shifting daily and a big super one on Sunday. Let's kind of talk about some of those identities for what these are. So Monday and Thursday, you're going to be able to get some Alliance War Grey boosts. We're talking invulnerability boosts, Power Start 1 boosts, combat regen boosts. Probably don't pick that one. I wouldn't suggest that one because the other 2 are very powerful, right? But also the 6-hour boost selectors as well. On Tuesday and Friday, there's some 7-star signature stones. Wednesday and Saturday, some 7-star shards. And Sunday, you got a little bit of everything there, right? So also you got the golden ISO daily, and you also got the catalyst daily, and you can get every single catalyst progression. Can we get the slide back up, please? So you can get every single catalyst progression no matter what your tier is. So there's only 1 golden ISO, only 1 supply run for your progression. However, we know that there are players out there who are very nostalgic, who love to rank up their lower tier champions as well. Well, we're going to make sure that can happen. We also have a very wonderful graphic made by our very own Cat Murdoch. Can we show that one up here? Look at this. Now, a quick little call out right here. We actually are adding some more catalysts to the catalyst harvest as well. But look at this. Revives, potions every day. Look at those units every single day. 7-star shards, 7-star sigs. The supply run is crazy. So many. The Super Sunday is absolutely crazy. And Kevin, is this going to be hard? Is this going to be difficult?
You're going to be able to do auto fight for most
Really?
of this, for your progression level.
Not even most of this. For
It's like all of it,
yeah.
man.
So that is the thing, right? So daily quests in a lot of games at the end of the day, you know, they're not meant to challenge you. They're not
to
meant
check
to
in, check out content.
check in and check out content. You got your daily super event going on. I mean, listen, if you're home right now, let us know in chat. How many of you go to Road to the Labyrinth to do your daily super event? And be completely honest, I do it, right? I'll be in like a meeting sometimes, and I'll just be like, let's get the phone out, just hit the auto fight going on. So instead of doing that, jump into the daily quests and get 7-star shards and get 7-star sigs. Get Alliance War Grey boosts. That's
And
incredible.
units.
And units.
Yeah, for all the realtors out there.
That's the
Just
thing.
so you know, all the ones that were talking.
Yeah. You know, we've also been saying this a lot lately. You know, we're a 10-year game coming right on the heels of 11. It's like, you know, we got to innovate, we got to change things up, and when we do that, things aren't always going to be able to be one-to-one, right? That could be tuning, that could be rewards, but it could also be experience, right? So all those units that were in the lower level EQs, it's not the exact same method of obtaining, right? You can't like spend 10 hours grinding EQ anymore to get the lower things.
Oh no,
Instead,
it's such a shame.
Instead, we're asking you to spend a couple minutes to go through the daily quest and get a bunch of other rewards as well. So we're taking those rewards, moving them to the dailies, and kind of supercharging this whole thing. And we're very excited about, you know, the way the daily quests and the adaptive EQ and the new weekly super event as well are all kind of like work together and have like that daily super event right in the middle as the driving factor, you know?
Yep. And we've been testing this for about a month or so now.
Yep.
It's very good.
We've been testing it longer. It's been locked and tested for about a month.
We have.
Right.
Yeah. The game team has been testing this for a lot longer.
I'm just saying.
I've been playing it and testing it and being like, this is great. So yeah, over the last month, it takes no like mental work at all. You just jump in, you auto fight, you get cool stuff. A lot of the times you're going to get your Titan crystal or your 7-star crystal completed without even knowing it, or just get some extra units. It's good. Look, trust me, you're gonna love it.
I'm very, very incredibly confident that you guys are gonna absolutely love the daily quest rework. The game team put a lot of love into this, and it's gonna be really great. It's gonna be really great. So that's what's going on with the adaptive EQ, some of the side quest stuff. That's where Mysterium is at. That's where we're moving with that. That's where the daily quest is looking like. Have you got the slide deck up here? One final look at the daily quest rework. Speaking of live game stuff and some questing stuff, we also got another event coming up in October.
Really?
Technically October. You know what? Here's the thing. We got a 5-week build, right? It's coming on October 1st, but it's coming in the September build. We got Spider-Man's Amazing Realm Tour Alliance Super Season. How about that? Launching October 1st, join an alliance and play in some of those multiplayer modes, right? Alliance War, Battlegrounds, AQ and Raids, Incursions. We got bounty missions starting on October 8th and a rum event where all alliances work together to unlock some of those sweet, sweet milestones. And this is very fun. And again, this is a longer build, right? So a lot of this stuff is going to be in the upcoming build in October, essentially, like the bounty missions and whatnot are going to be launching then. However, this is the type of event where you're going to want a little bit of a heads up. Let's say you're not in an alliance, whether you're a new player, a casual player, or even someone who's taking a little bit of a break, right? You might want to make some moves to plan out your gameplay experience that you can be back in an alliance by October 1st, because these rewards are always pretty good every time, around this time of year for this event. So that's really exciting.
Yep, I'm excited. I'm excited for the Alliance Super Season.
Oh my God, me too. Spider-Man's as well.
Yeah, it's yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing realm tour.
I love the image choice. What was that? Was there a glitch there? There was a bit of a glitch there. I thought there was a glitch there. I saw something on the screen.
Did you?
Yeah. Is there something to talk about?
I think there might be something to talk about. I think it might be a video or something to look at, but I'm not
think so.
entirely sure. There's been somebody missing in this Fantastic Four saga. We had a lot of stuff featuring Mr. Fantastic, a lot of stuff featuring Mr. Fantastic. Some stuff featuring Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, Ben Grimm the Thing. Now we got Victor Von Doom in the form of Dread Emperor Doom as your final boss of Act 9.3. Oh my God, he looks incredible. And I had to call in another favor for this one too. I called up my buddy Kabam Mimic and I said, I need you on the stream. It's so important. Nobody else can do it justice. Welcome, Kabam Mimic, back to the stream, the creator of this boss fight. What's going on, buddy?
I mean, this is going on. I'm actually ecstatic to be here. I've been working on this guy for quite some time, and as a lot of people at the studio know, I'm a big Doom fan.
Oh,
so,
absolutely. Yeah. Every time I talk to Stuart about this, it's like, hey man, so Doom, right? Like some crazy stuff's going on with Doom. All the time, just about the character in general. So, Mimic, why don't you tell us a little bit here about what you do at Kabam, who you are, all that fun stuff.
Sure, yeah. So I've been a champion designer on MCOC for quite some time now. But if you've been watching my appearances in this live stream, you would probably think that I pretty much just design bosses.
You're like the boss guy nowadays.
Pretty much. I believe now with this one I have passed the record for most bosses designed by a single person.
That's actually crazy.
Team.
Yeah, that's actually nuts. I did not know that. So speaking of that, why don't you tell us a little bit, who are your recent bosses, or just go through all of them?
Yeah, so my most recent boss before this was actually a collaboration with Kabam Kevin on Ares.
Yeah, we got the whole squad in here.
Yep, that was a very awesome learning experience. Before that, it was Glycon, the 8.4 story boss. And then my very first venture into like boss designing land was a bit of an endeavor with the Nameless Grandmaster for the Necropolis.
What a way to start, by the way.
It certainly was.
And I gotta say, with Doom here, I really feel like you completed the Grand Slam. Because, I mean, dude, Grandmaster, absolutely incredible. Glycon, very relevant right now. Very, very fun boss. Very interesting mechanics. I was actually doing, you know, the Crucible over like this past week, and I haven't fought him for so long. And I was like, why am I not doing damage? And I forgot that you have to like counter his heavy, counter his special. It's very, very cool. Very, very interesting fight. Very, very fun fight as well. Awesome special attacks to decks. Love it, right?
I mean,
Ares.
I'm watching the chat right now. Before you get too deep into it, this thing went absolutely insane at looking at your boss fight. They saw the footage. It's like, look, I'm just scrolling back through it. Everyone's like, yes, that's awesome. Awesome, awome, backhands, slaps, all kinds of stuff.
Look, we're talking about, you know, Mimic's champions. They've all been hits. They've all been great, incredible fights.
I just want to let you know. I also want to let everybody know that we're looking at the chat, because everyone's just like, oh, Dave seems like out of it. I'm just watching the chat the whole time because I'm waiting for a moment so that I can just like boost you up here because like people absolutely love your work here.
Absolutely. I mean, Ares was an absolute hit, right? So a follow-up to Ares that's a big task.
Yeah. I mean, thank you so much. I've been honored. Like, I mean, so many of us are honored to get to work on this game and with these awesome characters. And I mean, having that privilege to work on a character as amazing as Doom, as in this incredible form, was fantastic.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about like what were your goals with this boss fight?
So I mean, the biggest one was to really represent and pay tribute to, like, in the current comic book storyline, our Lord and Savior, Victor Von Doom. And that meant giving a close analysis at what Dr. Doom looks like in our game. What do people know about him? What do people like and love about him? And what do people hate about him? And with that, a number of things came up. The first one was that there needed to be a presence of like all-powerfulness,
of course,
in the fight. Omnipotence. Doom, in this case, has ascended to a form which grants him godlike power. And so I wanted to mess around with the way that the player made progress through the fight. Another very important aspect was everyone's favorite heavy attack in the game, the Doom Slap.
That's right.
And I am so proud to say the art team, as usual, did not miss and delivered two incredible backhand animations. The first of which is his heavy, which is essentially just a juiced up version of his existing heavy attack animation.
Oh yeah.
And then the special 3, which I will go on record saying is the most incredible backhand slap that's ever been depicted in a video game ever.
Oh, without a doubt. So we actually got some of the fight going on right here. Now, this is a very interesting fight. Why don't we talk a little bit about the mechanics, kind of what we're seeing here?
Sure. So the first thing you may notice is that Dreadnought Doom is taking double-digit numbers of damage.
That's not a lot.
No, it's not, as opposed to the usually 4 or 5
Those
digit
are
numbers.
single digits too.
Yes. Dreadnought Doom's new form has allowed him to essentially, mechanically, he takes 99% less damage from all sources in the game, period. That's just how powerful he is.
So how do I do damage to him?
Well, the way that he's able to contain this power is with the Iron Will of Dr. Doom, famous. And I wanted to represent that in-game by giving him a resource called Will. He starts each phase with 99 stacks of this Will resource. And the only way to defeat him is to force his armor to essentially overload and stop being able to contain this power by depleting that Will. The way to do so is to attack Doom when he least expects it during his own special attacks.
Oh,
so actually,
very interesting.
For this, we actually took some inspiration from one of your favorite characters, your boy.
My boy.
Gladiator.
That's right.
And your goal in this fight is essentially gain a resource that can be used to convert into attack windows on Dreadnought Doom, which using those during his special animations causes him to lose will when he hits 0. He's going to transition phases and take a massive chunk of damage all at once in a big, awesome explosion.
Wow, can we get that video up again of attacking during the special attacks? Because that's, yeah, so it's very, very unique, right? This is something that is very, very comfortable for me, as Stu was saying, because I mean, hey, this is very Gladiator-like, but look at this. So as you can see, Doom is doing his thing. You're kind of going in there when he least expects it, right? And now another thing, he's got that aura going on too, and when that aura is active, you can't really block him as well. So you always got to be kind of aware of what Doom is doing, what's happening in the fight. And you can attack into the special 1 and the special 2. Personally, after some playtesting, I was a little bit more comfortable with the special 1 because that special 2 gets a little crazy. So what would you recommend though when you're fighting this guy?
So you're going to want to pay attention to the way that Doom gains his amplifies in each phase. Your goal is to essentially put those amplifies on him, which you then allows you to actually get will off of him during his special attacks. Sorry?
Oh,
just having a little
just having a
microphone
little
issue
quick
here.
technical difficulty. Look, I got to tell you, I find it amazing that you have to get rid of will and beat him to keep him from slapping you.
Yeah.
That's just like poetic.
Absolutely it
Absolutely
is.
poetic.
Yeah.
Got to get rid of will so you don't get slapped.
Oh,
Whatever.
I get it. That's good.
Okay, there we
that's
go.
Good.
Oh, that is-
okay.
okay, there we go. Finally.
Okay, that's
Jeez.
really good. Okay.
Wasn't that long ago. Sorry, you ready? Let's go.
So yeah, paying attention to how you get those amplifies, incredibly important. And then watching for the times in his special attacks that you'll be able to actually attack him to remove that will. It is important to also, one thing to really watch out for in this fight is the ways in which Dr. Doom, or Dread Emperor Doom, inflicts his Baptism of Doom effect.
How does that happen?
That can happen in a number of ways. Each phase adds additional ways that the baptism can get on you. And once it does, it's game over.
Ooh. Game
That's right.
over.
In order to fully represent the power of Dread Emperor Doom, you can actually die in one hit.
On the heavy attack.
So his heavy attack is also an instant knockout.
Also,
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll
Now-
do it.
Important, when Dread Emperor Doom basically sends you off this way, he sends you off with his blessing. Each time that you fall to this mechanic, you'll enter the next fight stronger.
Love that.
You'll actually remove additional will every single time that you do. So in exchange for this, incredible power, there are trade-offs, and very importantly, we wanted to make sure that the fight is challenging but fun and feels like you're making progress every single time you fight him.
Love that.
Nice.
That's really great. And same kind of thing with Ares as well. So personally, I love seeing like what you take from each of your designs and like bringing it forward with you as you progress through your journey of creating all of these incredible bosses, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say each boss has carried elements of the previous one forward without question.
Yep. Yeah, you took in Glycan into Ares. There's Ares in here. I love the fact that it's like, sometimes if there's a boss that you just like can't beat or you're really struggling with, and you just keep on dying, it's like it's a slog to like get through. I love the fact that you thought about that and to come back a little bit stronger to help you like move through this fight. I mean, there's something great about going through and doing a one shot. That's awesome. But a 2 and a 3 and a 4 shot for those of you that suffer from that,
It is just as good.
just as good.
It's all about the journey. It's not about
all is good.
We definitely put a lot of thought into the ways that the player would approach, how many times it can take them, and we put a lot of thought into like how to make difficulty happen while still allowing things like the solo, right?
Yeah.
So important to continue allow things like that. And I spent a non-zero amount of time thinking like, okay, with this new will system, how do I still allow, let's say, MSD to do his 2-star solo
Right.
of Dread Emperor Doom eventually?
Of course, I love that, man. And so, speaking of MSD and other very creatively and talented players, creative and talented players. So, we talked about like what?
Nothing. I heard giggles, so I giggled along. Like that's just what happens.
So, we talked about like attacking through specials. How many times do you think it would be safe to do this? We kind of talked about this a bit yesterday.
Yeah, so each of Dread Emperor Doom's specials has 2 windows in which it is safe to attack him. So within these windows, it's very safe to attack him once. Just dash forward with a medium and then back off to dex the other thing. If you're feeling spicy, you can go for 2 attacks in one of those windows. Essentially, the timing on dashing forward, dashing back allows you to get like a medium attack and a light attack in on one of those things, and then you can safely dash backwards. It's a very effective way to do the fight. If you're feeling, I can't even express how spicy you need to be feeling for this.
Super spicy.
Super spicy. You can get 4 hits into
One special.
one special.
So 2 and 2 essentially.
Yes.
Wow.
I have been able to do it so inconsistently.
Yeah.
The timing is so tight. So yeah.
Sounds like you're issuing a challenge out
That's
there
what it sounds like to me.
to
Maybe.
everybody watching to get those 4 hits in, upload it onto YouTube, onto Discord, into all the community spaces. Maybe go watch some of your favorite content creators, see if they can do it, if they can complete Mimic's challenge.
Yes.
That
I will be
is-
watching.
You better be
Wait,
watching.
did you choose 4-hit possibility because this is the Fantastic Force saga?
No
and
way.
that's a
Did
part
you?
of the 4? Is that just say yes? Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what
this
I'm
guy.
talking about.
This guy is
That's-
creative. How about that? So Dread Emperor Doom is absolutely incredible. He's so exciting. I can't wait for him to launch on September 10th. Let's get the slide deck up so we can see this really quick. We're not going to run through all these rewards, but you can take a screenshot, look at it later. There's a lot of juicy stuff, a lot of Tier 7 basic, a lot of everything that you're going to want. All right, 9.3 is going to follow the other Act 9 and Act 8 formats here. 6 quests, 3 paths each. We're trying something a little bit different. We're putting class gates on the lane to make it a little bit more interactive, so you can't just kind of go in with your new 7-star rank 4 Call Obsidian and smash it in 2 seconds. That guy is absolutely insane, by the way. But Dread Emperor Dune on September 10th. Dude, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Yeah, he looks absolutely fantastic. And all I got to say is, look, backhands back. All right. Very good. Moving on.
Fantastic. So that was
Thanks for catching that, by the way. That was really great. It had backup and all the way back.
Great.
That should be a thing.
It should be, but it's not. Anyway, that
it totally is.
That was Dread Emperor Doom. Can we get the slide deck up right here for this very, very special announcement? We have Summoner's Choice Rework 2025. You all voted last month between Loki, Ghost Rider, Winter Soldier, and Black Widow. And it's time to reveal the winner of Summoner's Choice 2020-25 in the Rework category.
And you know what? That's a pretty awesome chain reaction that just happened. You know, earlier on when we had Kevin come on, right? There was like a few people in the chat that were like, "Well, was he sitting there the whole time?"
Who, Kevin?
Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, it was just with us, and then we finally, like, zoomed out.
Yeah.
So it's like in those shows, you know, there's, like, 2 people talking, you kind of, like, pan out, and there's just, like, someone who's just there the whole time.
Yeah, why don't we talk about Ghost Rider a little bit?
Yeah, but we're going to do that now that we're ready to do that.
Fantastic.
All right.
Ghost
Let's
Rider won that 2025 vote. Very, very excited about that. Absolutely incredible. We had 4 very, very fun options there, and I cannot wait for Ghost Rider to get that Cyclops treatment, right? So that's going to be later on down the line. Of course, we'll be keeping you updated throughout the entire thing as we go along. But let's get the slide deck up there. See this guy one more time. This is super, super exciting. I love Summoner's Choice. We were talking about Mr. Knight, kind of poetic, right? So we showed off the Summoner's Choice champion for 2025, and now we reveal who won the rework for 2025. We're just kind of starting the cycle from there, right?
Yep.
We're just kind of climbing that Summoner's Choice mountain. It keeps going. It's perpetually going.
The graphic is awesome, by the way.
It's
Art
incredible.
team, don't miss. I say that all the time. Art team, don't
Incredible.
miss.
I'd love to give a very special shout out on this to the head of our creative service department. I hit him up and I said, hey man, you know, Ghost Rider 1, I'd love to do a little something with that. You think we can maybe do that? Like 15 minutes later, he's like, what about this? I was like, I think that works.
That's right.
I think it's incredible. And then someone was like, can we get a motorcycle sound on it? And now there's a motorcycle sound on it. And I think that is awesome.
Speaking of Art Team Don't Miss, that is a thing that we are working on for our Summoners Fest coming up. We want you guys to see what our art team does, who's in it, and just what they can do. I know I'm kind of spoiling it a little bit, but I mean, Art Team Don't Miss. I really want you guys to see that because that's just awesome.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
And now we got to do it because you said on the live stream. It's locked in.
It's all right, dude.
How about that?
We are good to go.
We are fantastic. All right. Oh, look at this. That is a little squish there. Can we get the picture-in-picture there? Beautiful. So what is this? What is this narrative roadmap tease? Well, guess what? I called in another favor to another good buddy of mine. We got Kabam Vincent with us in the house. What is going on, buddy?
Hello, I am in the house.
I love it when you're in the house.
I am here.
Fantastic. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what this slide is? Can we get that on the screen, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So hey everybody, I am Vincent. I'm your principal creative writer. And you know what? We've run out of creative narrative roadmap that people had before. I gave them a few teases. I gave them a few ideas of what was coming up. I gotta say, our player base, real good with the teases.
Frustratingly
good with the teases. I give a little tease, they figure it out. They got it all worked out. They figured out all the little teases on it. So I took it upon myself to make this unnecessarily hard and complicated for my own personal amusement. This does not benefit you in any way. This is just for me. I am a cruel person who enjoys watching you suffer. Please clip that and use it later. Anyways, what you're going to see here on the top of this narrative roadmap tease, that's a big string of letters. Now, previously, I was giving anagrams of each individual month.
Too easy.
Did you know that there's just websites you can type letters in and get a bunch of anagrams out of? Because I found out about that after people were solving anagrams in 4 seconds. It was just popping up. So real easy again, I'm giving you all the letters of the upcoming event quest names, and I alphabetized them for you to make it easier to keep track of. So just have fun with that. And then I decided, clues. Previously, I've given colors. I've given little hints. We used to show like full comics where you could pick out where the character was on it.
Yeah.
People figured those ones out real quick. I decided to get even more scavenger hunt with it this time.
I'm sensing a little bit of saltiness from you about
a little
this.
salt.
Yeah, if you ever did interact with me on Discord, you will find that I am aggressively salty for my own amusement. And I suggest that you do that. I will snap back at you.
I do have a question for you, though. You mentioned, like, you didn't want to do teas, right? But
Yeah.
there's 3 of them in there.
That's fair. Thank you for that.
Great.
Anyways, bringing back up the slide.
Walk us through this
So
a
I'm
little
going to show
bit.
you. So September I've put up there because we already know September is coming up here. All right. So this one's kind of like your Rosetta Stone for how this is working. So the clues are from May 2024, as we all remember who came out in May 2024.
Definitely.
For that, we had Silver Sable and Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Of course.
We had their 2 classes represented there, but also Silver Sable. This month we have
Silver Samurai.
Double hints. Now, is each one of these months going to reflect that level of intensity? No. Might not even represent the class. Might not have the theme. Maybe I just saw a letter in it that reminded me of the champion. Who's to say? I'm not saying. Suffer. So, what we have here is just enough information to get you started, get you speculating, give you just enough of a clue where you can feel very confident about something until someone else disagrees with you and the legs get kicked right out under your guess. And again, yeah, at the bottom of here, is this more complicated than I need it to be? Yeah, we could just tell you who's coming up, but where's the fun in that?
It's not there.
The fun comes from the suffering. And we learned that by watching how I'm never going to beat Dread Emperor Doom.
Oh, gosh.
There is no chance that I'm doing that.
I believe
but
in
thank
you.
you for that, Mimic.
So super fun. We got a lot of clues coming up, and in fact, I did maybe plant a little clue somewhere in this stream as well for an upcoming champion this year. I'm not gonna tell you what it was.
Or maybe you didn't, so that they just have to watch the stream multiple times and we get more views.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's
Who's to
right.
say?
Us, but we're not gonna.
That's right. So absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Vincent, for coming on here and doing that. You know what? Why don't you stick around for the rest of the stream? Hang out
I will,
here.
because otherwise I have to cross frame and it's
That's
not fair.
right.
Yeah,
We're not going
that's
to do
right.
that. So again, one more reminder for the giveaways if you haven't entered, right? So make sure you go to playcontestofchampions.com/stream giveaway for your chance to win, one of 5 Titan crystals or one of 5 Mr. Knight or Silver Samurai. Absolutely
Let's go.
incredible stuff. Now, of course, what do we got next?
Roadmap recap.
That is right. We
And
got some updates as well. So now, Radiance, right? Radiance has been live for quite a bit now. Can we get the picture-in-picture here? Radiance has been live for quite a bit. You guys love Radiance. I love Radiance. It's in all those competitive modes now. It's in Battlegrounds, Alliance War, Alliance Quest, Raids. It's a lot of them, right? It's absolutely great. There's so much stuff in the Radiance store. Battlegrounds, speaking of, let's talk about that. So this kind of went live this month. We got the removal of the decline or accept screen, finally replaced by an automatic match countdown. We're still working on some of those little leagues, the shuffle update, and also we're still talking about that whitelist, blacklist possibility. Again, Kabam Zen is going to be joining us on the stream next month, talking about a lot of this stuff, a lot of live game stuff regarding AQ, AW, Raid. So Zen is very much so in charge of like everything that you play, right, in the game. So we're going to have a big conversation next month as well. It's going to be very, very, very fun.
Yeah,
Side
Little Leagues
quests.
is exciting.
What was that?
Little Leagues is exciting.
Little Leagues, you're very excited about Little
I,
Leagues.
I'm excited for the prospect of it. Like I like more people doing more things.
Yeah.
And Little Leagues is I think that vehicle for that. So very, very excited. I'll be watching from a distance.
Absolutely.
But all good. Let's go.
So, side quests, we've done a lot of stuff with side quests, right? More to come. We did the We did Fantastic Force recruitment.
Yep.
We even tossed out something completely different with the Doom cycle,
Yep.
right? And there's more stuff to come, more experimentation, more innovation. Event quests, auto-scaling. We've been talking about this for like 4 months
yeah,
now,
it's
dude.
4 months, yeah.
4 or
But it's
5 months.
Finally coming.
It's finally coming, and I can't
Finally
wait,
coming.
and I'm so excited. Next week, this is here. Solo raids are live. That's one of your favorite things in the game.
I actually
right
like
now.
solo raids a lot. I want to ask the chat, like, how much do you like solo raids? Right now, we do have the objectives, the solo objectives to go along with it. But I mean, it's always there. Like, I love being able to like test out different things, try out different things, experiment different ways, different buffs on different styles. It has been one of my favorite modes to come out in a while. So yeah, look at the chat. The chat's bumping, 100%. People loving it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So look. Our team don't miss, but on this one, game team didn't miss either.
Of course not.
So let's move on.
Lots of fun. Daily Quest rework, we talked about that in full detail here on the stream, right? I am so excited for this to finally go live, to get this one in your guys' hands. It is so good. It is so fantastic. The weekly Alliance Super Event kind of goes hand in hand with the daily Super Event and also that adaptive quest. So those three things going live. We got the Sigil update. This was back in July at this point, but hey,
It's
Sigil,
live.
it's live. It is live. The Act 6 update as well. We kind of like dropped this bomb on you guys last stream. Now this one's in progress. I was actually talking to the guy behind the mastermind behind this yesterday, and we're very excited about it. Moves are being made. We're testing this now, right? So there's going to be a bunch of updates with here. So there's going to be gameplay updates, reward updates, and a little spoiler alert: the rewards are going to be better than Act 5 and a little bit worse than Act 7 probably. So that's going to be really fun, right? For all
You
the people.
were just fine with better than Act 5. You had to come and be like, but.
Well, of course, it's in between 5 and 7. That's the whole thing.
Just roll with the good. I think.
Anyway, they are going to be better than Act 5, of course, right? So that's the fun of it. And for anybody who has been like kind of hard stuck in Act 6, for either progressing players or even players who are kind of like moved away from story content, we're really hoping that this is going to like kind of open up the game again for those players and kind of just get them through Act 6. You know what I mean? So we're very excited for this. Speaking of updates,
This is a promise. This has been a promise.
of course.
So yeah, let's run through it.
What did we say, right? When we did Radiance, we said the reason why we're doing Radiance in this way is so that's going to be easy for us to update every couple of months. It's been live for about 3 or 4 months now. Coming in October, we are committing to a Radiance update, but not just a Radiance update. What else do we got going on in October? A Glory Store update as well. Now that one is also a little bit outdated, we're feeling, right? So Radiant and Glory Store both going to be updated in October. Very, very exciting. Very, very fun. Can't wait to see what it is. More details to come next stream, of course, because hey, the tuning is not done yet. So we're working on that. We got a whole month to kind of lock that in. And we're going to be
Kind of a glorious update then.
very, very glorious
okay.
update.
All right, I just figured that was too easy.
How about that?
Very easy.
Incredible.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Oh, we got to get our winners in there.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, you know what? Actually, we probably need a little bit of a refresh
Yes, we
on
do.
that one.
Tell a joke.
In the meantime, what do you mean tell a joke? That's not how that works.
No, just lock and load.
Yeah,
Go.
just go ahead. Just tell a
Word
joke.
man, tell some words.
Jeez.
So the important thing with adaptive EQ, and I want to be really clear on this, is it means that playing through on the classic mode, you still get the story. I know a lot of people, so many people were sad to not get the story on Valiant.
It's true, a
in the
lot of people
classic
were.
mode. You can read it every month and guarantee, and this is most important, my job security. That's for me. Thank you. All right, we have the winners.
Yeah, actually, we track how many people read the story.
Please God, never do that.
So if you stop reading story, Vincent.
If you do you guys like Kabam Vincent? Well, if you do,
No,
you better read
no,
that
do not,
story.
do not.
We don't want him Vincent away.
You did this to
We want him to
yourself.
stay
This is
here.
very much my
You
fault.
did this, and now you will suffer.
That's
Your favorite
right.
word today, apparently.
Suffering.
All right, looks like we are ready to go. All
right, let's get that up on the
We're
board.
going to announce our giveaway winners. Load up. All right, for our Titan Crystal, we've got a Nomad 212, Boxy Char, I like that. I like the way that sounds. Mashed Buttons, Odvin, and Alpha 06 got a Titan Crystal. Congratulations.
Wow.
Yeah. He's we share alliance.
Really?
Fun. Yeah,
How about
that's
that?
good stuff.
How about that?
Yeah. All right, champion choice coming up. We got Didor 344, Haruniv, I think that's what it is. Jorge Balderas. Well, I could have said George, but I'm thinking it's Jorge.
I'm pretty sure it's Jorge.
I think we're talking Jorge here. You can give us a confirm in the chat there. Is it Jorge or is it George? I'm going with Jorge. We got G-Kiss Bamf. That's a very nice Nightcrawler theme there. And do you know what BAMF stands for, by the way? I can't say it on the stream, but anyway, don't worry about it. Big Boy 9473. Congratulations to all the giveaway winners.
Is it not being a magnificent friend?
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. So congratulations to all of our winners, and of course, as we move forward, can we get this screen up, please? It is just black right now, but it is no problem at all.
Oh, now it's over there.
Now it's over there. But yes, we can keep it up. We can keep it up. It's fine. Yeah, it's all good. Yes, so leaving as host, which is all fine and good, right? Because I'm not going to leave you out in the cold, except that I am. Definitely leaving you out in the cold. And the way that we're going to do that is through a promo code. My goodbye gift is going to be Iceman in 7-star. You can get it from the Summoners Market. Not right now, but you can use the code I love Boss Rush Iceman for those of you that love history, or you can use I'm cool with Dave. That's another one you can use. And also, Dave was right. At the end of the day, okay, and you can get that on September 4th at 11 a.m. with the Sword and Stone sale. Make sure you're in there at 11 a.m. Now, one thing I did forget to put on here is to call out what the progressions are. So I will read that off to you right now. If you are Valiant, then you get a 7-star. Right? If you are a Thronebreaker to Paragon, you get a 6-star. If you are Uncollected, you get a 5-star, and everyone else gets a 4-star. No, sorry. There's one more.
Cavalier?
Yeah. No. At 3 Contender, I believe.
You want to know what you guys get? You get an Iceman based on your progression
That's
level.
it. That's what it is. Yeah, I totally forgot that last one. But everyone else gets 3-star. So, important things. If you want that 7-star Iceman, get yourself Valiant and jump on in. But that's what it is. It is not for the chat. You're going to do this on September 4th at 11 a.m. in the Summoners Market. Jump on in and enjoy your 7-star Iceman.
That's right. So let's wrap this thing up a little bit here. So let's get the slideshow up there, right? We got the Fantastic Force finale. We got 4 months of this saga, and it was really a jam-packed saga. This summer was huge.
Long 4 months. I went to a premiere at some point.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
you went to
wild.
a lot. You saw that movie like 12 times. So we got the Sword and Stone sale coming out on September 4th, Act 9.3 on September 10th, new champions, as always, and the Fantastic Fall Fun Fair, the FFFF. How about that?
Yeah, that's
The Fantastic Force Fantastic Fall Fun Fair, the FFFFF.
6S, bro.
That's a lot of them. Yeah.
Oh, that was faster.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's impressive, bro. Actually. All right, so
I have my moments.
people say, "Hey, Dave, are you leaving?" I'm not fully leaving. I'm just not going to be the main host of the live stream moving forward. You are going to have the illustrious Kabamasaurus Rex taking over the reins. I will be back to visit. I'll be a guest here and there, breaking down things like CCP 2.0, our Summoners Fest, and the other things that we have going on. And it's going to be a great time. You're in great hands. No one better I can think of to take over. So you'll be. It's going to be great. I'll come back. I'll give you some puns on future stuff. So
I'll think about it.
Don't worry about it. Anyway. If that is all, then that is absolutely all. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us on My Last Ride, your future into MCOC live streaming. Lots of stuff to celebrate. Don't forget to jump on into the Summoners Market on September 4th at 11 a.m. for both the Sword and the Stones. But if you want that 7-star Iceman, you got some time to work on it if you're not already Valiant. And I'm super excited about that. So we'll see you in the Battle Realm
Contest.
Welcome back to another Marvel Contest of Champions live stream, or is it the last stream? Maybe just for me, but don't worry, you'll adapt, kind of like a quest. But we got a lot to talk about, don't we?
Yes, we do, and I think it's time to get into it.
Welcome back to another Marvel Contest of Champions live stream. I know you just heard that, but I just wanted to do it again, actually live, because we do record those intros. But I am your host, Kabam Dork, and one of your community managers. We are live on twitch.kabam.tv. Did I mess that up? Kabam. Whatever. Yeah, it's fine. You know where you are. .tv/Kabam. There we go. And this is our esteemed dinosaur, but not that old.
Oh, you're not going to say my name?
No.
I'll say my name.
Do I look like Beyonce to you?
Kabam Rex, a.k.a. Karate Mike. What is going on, Summoners? As always, so unbelievably excited to be here with you at the studio in Vancouver. We got a very fun show waiting for you, locked and loaded. Are you excited, Dave?
I'm always excited and always ready to go. And yeah, the Beyonce thing's going to go throughout the entire stream.
Great.
Yes, perfect.
I was hoping that would happen.
Let's get into it. First thing, make sure you know the rules. Be nice. Be nice to your fellow peeps. Be nice to your fellow people that are in the chat, on YouTube, on Twitch, and also on Steam.
That's right.
Yeah, we're all over the place. You ready to get into it?
I am always ready to get into it.
All right, first things first, let's do a little bit of housekeeping and go through some of these announcements. Let's pop that up here. All right, so we've got a bunch of these things. I'm not going to read through all of these. It's just kind of like for you to take a look at the screen. Mostly the call out here is the last point, which is my last day as the main host. You're going to have a much, much, much nicer looking guy, I guess.
Oh, you're flattering me. What are you doing?
You asked me to say your name and everything, so I just figured I'd give you a compliment. All right, so last day as host. And Mike's going to move from co-host to yo-host moving forward. And actually, to make it official, I'm going to pass over the controls right here to Karate Mike, Kabam Mike.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Rex.
This is the nicest thing anyone's ever given me, Dave.
Yeah. So look, don't worry. I'm not going anywhere, all right? Just not, actually, I am kind of going somewhere. But I'm still on MCOC, still working on the project, but got a lot of things to do. We're doing some stuff with, are you pressing the button a lot?
I am not pressing, I'm not pressing the button.
It's all good. Okay, we are working on our CCP 2.0. We're working with our content creators. We're building out something really great. Stay tuned for more news on that. Also working on our Summoners Fest, which is taking up a little bit more time than we expected, or that I expected anyway. And yeah, so just want to really make those two things really, really great, among other things that I can't talk about yet. But yeah, that's where the attention's going for now. And
lots of exciting stuff coming up.
Yeah, lots of stuff. So, yeah, anyway, moving on. You can work on those controls now. We've got Twitch drops, right?
Yes, we do. Let's show that up there.
Yep.
So, of course, we got those Twitch drops. This is, I believe, the last stream for you to grab those Summoners Fest realm points from the Twitch drop. So make sure you're all linked up. Make sure you're ready to claim those things, plus your revives, plus your energy, plus your 7-hour crystals from these things as well. You got to go and connect it like that. You all know how to do that by now, but this is how you do it if you haven't done it already. But just make sure you get that done. And as always, we got our giveaways locked and loaded as well. We got your 5 champion selectors from the 2 champions being released this month, plus 5 Titan crystals as well.
Who do you think those 2 champions are this month?
Oh, I don't know.
Is there a hint anywhere?
There might be a hint somewhere around here.
Somewhere in the background?
Absolutely.
Get to that wide shot.
Yeah. How about that? Let's go to the wide shot.
It's a little bit of the stuff in the back there. That's fine. Moving on. We are
good to go.
Yeah, you are good to go. Okay.
All right, moving on. So we are going into the final month of the Fantastic Force saga. So this is the 4th month of this thing. We've got so many things going on with this. Let's get a little bit of a saga recap here. Can we get the slideshow up? There we go. So we've had Saga-themed raids. We've got the Saga Sale, Alliance War Encounter Showcase, the Incursion Saga Sector. We had Doom Cycle. We got those special rotating Saga boosts, the Saga-themed meta events, new Saga Chase Champion, new Idol Chase Champion, the Rebirth event, and even more. There was so much going on, I can't even keep track. Good thing we got this little tracker right here.
That's right. You also talked about Titan Crystals, and I just want to know, because of the Doom Cycle, right?
Yeah.
Doom Cycle is something brand new, is completely different than anything we've ever had in MCOC. But at the end of that whole cycle, there was a Titan Crystal. Just want to look in the chat and see how many people got the Titan Crystal from the Doom Cycle. We can move on, but I'm just going to be watching the chat and see how many people got that. And it kind of rhymes,
it's looking
too.
like we got somebody in here who got that
you
Titan
got it.
Crystal
Okay,
as well. That's right.
No,
So don't forget, Mr. Fantastic is in the Traders Outpost store. You got a little bit more time here, but don't forget there's a few more research grants to acquire. Okay, it takes 100 of them to get that 7-star. Okay, Rebirth last call. We got a couple days left of Rebirth, so the calendar is almost rolling around. Get in there, finish off your arena milestones. If you haven't been through the Act 8 Crucible for those early objectives, get in there and get those done. Also, these guys right here, how about these StatCast relics? Dave, did you get any of those StatCast relics?
I got a lot of those StatCast relics, actually.
Yeah?
I used a lot of units.
That's right.
Yep. But before we move on, I just want to call out, I just happened to see something in the chat. Jay Bird is the word, said, just came back to the game. Happy to be back. Welcome back. It's a very Cotter thing to say, but welcome back for anyone who really understands that reference. That is an old reference right there. Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, all
Very,
right.
very old.
All right.
Sorry about that, but welcome back to the game.
I know that from like TV references. That's fantastic. All right, so let's talk about that Saga boost that we got going on here. We got the Fantastic Four Saga with the 4 rotating Saga boosts. First, we went through the Thing, then Human Torch, then Invisible Woman, and now we're going to stretch a little bit. All right, we're going to stretch out what we're doing, what we got going on here. So when you knock down the opponent, you're going to inflict a 15-second, 20% potency debuff siphon passive. All right. Now these max at 3 stacks, and when the max is hit, attackers' special and heavy attacks gain 50% increase attack rating. This is going to work in your event quest and all of your side quests, and we got a lot of fun side quest stuff going on this month actually. So I'm really excited about that. Let's start talking about some of those side quests, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We got the Fantastic Fall Fun Fair, the quadruple F, starting on September 17th, going until October 1st. It's a 2-week event, kind of based around solo modes with some solo objectives. You're going to earn prize vouchers from special solo objectives and arena milestones. You're going to trade them in for prizes containing crystal shards, profile pictures, and some more. It's going to be a fun little event going on. When it comes to the more traditional side quests, though, we got Big Blue, starting on September 10th, going until September 24th. Now, we do have a 5-week build coming up. So we have the first week, as we've been doing. There's not really a side quest going on there. We're launching with our new EQ. Some more stuff talk about there in just a bit. But on September 10th, we're launching a 2-week side quest. This is a very simple event, and you're essentially going to just earn keys via solo objectives, 4 keys per week. Get on in there, go through the quest. You got 5 fights to go through. On September 24th, that thing's going to shift over. We got a mini EQ written by somebody in this room. Say hi very loudly.
Hi, very loudly.
There he is. So on September 24th through October, I had a feeling he was going to do that, by the way.
I know.
Until
it was not even a feeling. You know he's going to do it.
So until October 8th, we have a 2-week side event in a mini EQ format. We got our own Kabam Vincent writing the story on that thing. Just a little miniature event quest inspired side quest. 3 paths with the story. You got to jump in there and get hungry for that October content. Is that some foreshadowing? Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to see. All right, speaking of side quests, we actually got some new side quest difficulties coming on. So as you guys know, as we've been talking about for quite a while now, we have the adaptive event quest coming out next month. It's going to be scaling to your progression, to your prestige, kind of like keeping in line with like the current difficulty, right? So if you're a Valiant player, you may have found those side quests very easy, a little bit outdated for a while. Well, now threat level 5 is going to target Valiant players with some Valiant level rewards. Yep. Okay, threat level 4 is going to target Paragon. Threat level 3 is going to be unchanged in difficulty. So 4 and 5 is going to be bumped up a little bit, but the rewards in threat level 3 are going to be bumped up as well. But still not going to be, any different in difficulty. Tier 2 and Tier 1 are pretty much going to remain unchanged. But essentially, we're just kind of get those side quests up to snuff with what we're doing with everything else.
Yep. At the end of the day, it's just following the promises that we've been giving you for the last 8 months here, just going through all of our roadmaps and all of the future of MCOC. This is part of that widening of your rosters. We've been talking about some other items we'll talk about later, giving you better rewards and making the game feel fresh. We heard you guys before saying things were starting to get a little bit stale, so we started to put a little more crunchy in your munchie. So.
Wow.
How about that?
That's a phrase you just said.
That is. I just made that up on the spot, man.
How about that?
Yeah,
Speaking of crunching and munching, how about this right here? How about you talk about this one a little bit?
Yeah, Summoners Fest coming November 8th and 9th. This is, again, the thing that's taking a lot of the time. And again, one of the reasons that I am stepping back. However, not going to be the main host, I know that, but I can always come back and be a co-host and visit and tell you more about what's happening with all the things that we're working on, and this is one of those things. So November 8th and 9th will be happening right here in Kabam HQ. You're going to be able to meet the devs. You're going to be able to compete. We've got tournaments. We got the return of Beat the Boss. So if you ever came to our Comic-Con panels, people would just be in line, and they would come in and try to get the best time, and then they would compete at the end of the day and get some pretty great prizes. Just want to recreate that experience. That's there. Of course, we have our Battle Realm Brawl. We've got massive reveals. It's going to be a whole thing, and we're going to have a pretty dope opening show.
I know you're very excited for that.
I'm excited about the opening show.
It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a very good time. We've been working on this for a while. We got a lot of really fun stuff planned. Tickets are on sale, by the way, for Summoners Fest right now. If you're planning on coming, make sure you cop one of those things because you're definitely going to want a ticket to get into the show, just like any other thing that happens. You're going to need something to get into it, right? But we're very excited. We're building out a fantastic show. It's going to be great. And of course, we've got Battle Realm Brawl returning as well. Congratulations to those players who did very well in Season 30. Can we get the slideshow up there real quick? This was our current leaderboard for Battle Realm Brawl for the qualifying members here, with Pepe coming in first place with 1,000 points automatically qualifying there. We've got Andrew the Rough, Biraman, Mana Nagase, and a bunch of other people right behind. Now, we've got about 10 days left of Season 31, and once that is over, we're going to be taking all of the points from Season 30 and Season 31, combining those two together, and that will be your top 8 finalists for Battle Realm Brawl.
That's going to be great. Also, going to the chat, first time chat right here, Black Myth 3300 says, I love this game.
Wow, I also love this game.
As your first time chat, that is one heck of a first time chat.
I
love first time chats that say, I love this game.
That's great. Speaking of first times, did any of you wake up yesterday and all of a sudden you said, oh my God, I'm Paragon? How did that happen? Well, yesterday, I just dropped that on the floor. Well, yesterday...
Because you're dropping big news.
I'm dropping big news. I can't contain it. I'm going crazy with this news. So we launched...
What is that?
We launched the alternate progression to Paragon yesterday. So obviously, Paragon's been out for a while on the normal path. Complete Act 7.4, get your 3 rank 4 6 stars. Now, we're kind of opening up like an alternate way to do that, right? So now, you don't have to complete that story mode. If you're not the biggest fan of story content, if you come in, you do your EQ, maybe you're a huge Battlegrounds player. Maybe you do all other stuff in the game, but you haven't moved through the story yet. But if you got 5 rank 2 7 stars, congratulations, you've reached Paragon. Did anybody in this room reach Paragon this way yesterday? I see a hand raised.
Hand raised.
I see a hand raised.
How about in the chat? I saw a few people in the chat as well. I saw a couple other first-time chats. Someone said they love Lamp. A lot of people love Lamp.
Yes.
That's really great. And then some people were asking.
That's very funny. That was giving that energy. That really was.
That's exactly what that was. And since you happened to drop this, that brought up the Twitch drops, right?
Yeah.
I think you were also doing that, dropping news and Twitch drop in all at the same time.
There was just so many aspects to that.
Twitch drops are active right now. Just make sure that you are all connected. You have everything locked in. Your KID connected to Twitch, and everything should be looking good. All right, let's move on.
Let's move to it. All right, so congratulations to everybody who hit that Paragon yesterday. Very, very exciting. So, moving on to an event that is kind of upcoming. We got the Sword and Stones event sale coming up.
That's
so
right.
to relate this to something that all of you might know, so this is essentially going to be very parallel to like the Count Nefaria sale track that we did last year, right? It mirrors that very, very closely. So there's going to be cash and unit offers focused on Silver Samurai in the pre-release bundles. There's going to be a web store milestone track, and this is pretty cool. They're going to be progression-based for the first time. So that allows us to kind of do a lot of things with that and play around with the tuning and make it pretty exciting for pretty much everybody involved and kind of tailored to what you might need in the game. Now, this is something that we did take a lot of feedback from the community from in previous, sales and events, where one of the biggest things was like, hey, it kind of feels like all of the best value is very backloaded towards the end of the track, and the highest, unit packages, the most expensive offers. This time, we're trying something